The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Your fault. I didn't do anything. This is your host.
Hi, assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad. Forgive me. See, the problem we're having is because I didn't start out this way. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Welcome to Liberated Sisters. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad, your host. This one over here that's got me cracking up already is my daughter, Akeila R Muhammad. Many of you know her. She's been with Liberated Sisters a long time, but I brought her in today because we have a very special show. We're having family. I mean, this girl has me crying over here. This is so unprofessional. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, Sweet Pea. Yeah. So anyway, before we get to the show today, well, again, we're going to have Sister. Let me tell you about what's happening. First of all, thank you for your patience with us and our 10:30 start. Our guests are going to be arriving soon, and I want to give you every opportunity to see, hear, feel, soak up, speak with them. A young, vibrant, beautiful, striving, just pure, sincere, young, married couple, one Muslim married couple. What, Akeila? Why are you laughing?
Do your show.
What's happening?
Do your show.
She's still cracking up. So, Sister Neelam Hakeem and Brother Marquis Henri, her husband, are going to be in studio with us. Again, I asked Akeila R Muhammad, my daughter, to come in and do some guest co-hosting with me because she has an insight into the rise, I would say, of our beloved sister just from a young, can I say your age?
Yeah.
She's 20. So from a perspective of how our sister is bridging the gap between, genders, there's the ages, but also just putting modesty on display in a way in an industry that really is unique, and I love it. Also, we're going to have our justice report, of course. We're going to hopefully see Sister Neelam's video, I'll Be the King. And we're going to talk to her husband. That's a dynamic duo. Sister Neelam, many of you know she's crushing it in social media. She's been in many prominent magazines. But some of you know, some of you might not know, her husband has a very successful career as well. But just to see them, right, Akeila?
From little to older now, really putting in work.
She said a little to older. They're older than her. But you're right. I get it. I certainly feel that way, But anyway, we'll be back very shortly. We're going to continue talking about what's coming up as we await their arrival. And right now, let's have the justice report. Today's Justice Report, right out of the Final Call newspaper, comes and deals with the weather. There it is, climate change and a change of worlds. Allah blessed me to write this cover story, and in it we talk about how President Donald Trump has he's rejecting the national climate assessment that recently was released. It's a climate change report, and he's rejecting that report about extraordinary weather events that are tied to the action of men. This is President Donald Trump and his rejection of it. But these catastrophes are tied to the injustice, oppression, and murder of blacks and indigenous people as part of God's judgment against America. That's our Final Call cover story on page 2. There's a lot in it, statistics, data, research about what's happening across the country. We see the fires that have been happening here. We see 30, 40 degree weather. Sometimes that's been recent in the Southwest region. We see snow. We see earthquakes are happening. Alaska just got hit by a lot of earthquakes, a major earthquake. And so we have warning and guidance from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Fall of America, most recent and consistent messages about what's happening with climate change, and also what does this report outline. I want to call attention in the Justice Report to finalcall.com for these stories. This is really something, but thank Allah that this is coming to a head. So Doran Martinez Torres, the killer of 17-year-old neighbor Hassan, killed June 17, and pardon me, her name is Hassanin, killed June 2017 during Ramadan. He killed her during Ramadan. He's pled guilty to capital murder, rape, and other counts. This story has been carried and watched closely by our writer out of Washington, D.C., Sister Neelam Muhammad. Please check that out in the Final Call newspaper. Also, many, many other pressing issues about justice. We have the story about our brother that was killed by the officer, shot the wrong guy in the mall there. Yes, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. And plenty more in the Final Call newspaper. Before we wrap up the Justice Report, I want to let you know that today is International Revolutionaries Day. And thank you, Radio Justice Adam Rice, for the reminder and the post about that. December 4th marks the 1969 assassination of Chairman Fred Hampton and Defense Captain Mark Clark of the Illinois Black Panther Party, as well as that commemoration is honoring all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom. So that's going to be airing at 2 p.m. today, Pacific Standard Time on radiojustice.org. This is going to be a Free 'em All radio interview with Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. As a matter of fact, it's not going to be an interview. They're going to run Free 'em All Radio's edition with Fred Hampton Jr., Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. He's going to bring an International Revolutionaries Day special. So that's our Justice Report for today. And let's turn now to our show. So, Akeila, thank you for being with us. I want to play a clip very momentarily from Minister Louis Farrakhan regarding the woman. That clip, to me, Neelam embodies that, you know, what the minister is speaking about. I won't give too much of it away, but he's talking about the woman. But thank you for coming, honey. Why did you agree? Because I ask her all the time. All the time. This girl is talented in so many ways, but you came today, and she's busy. So I know there's a reason you refuse your mother, but you came today, and tell me why.
Because I love you.
Thank
No,
you.
you really asked. I mean, you asked very, very strongly, so I agree.
Right, but is there anything about the guests that drew you to the show today?
I mean, sure. I would say I love Marquis and Neelam. They're like my cousins. So, of course, I want to come and help you out when they come. I mean, you needed a young person who's on social media also a lot to help you out to see the course they've gone on. So, of course, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I just wanted her to really talk about the influence. When we talk about, change makers and Neelam is being held as a culture influencer, a fashion influencer. She's a rapper. I looked up and I'm like, when did Elam start rapping? I'm like, when did Elam start rapping? But it was like I was with Marquis, who was a member of a kind, not understood or never understood.
I think it was.
We're going to get it, but the acronym is ANU, AKNU. And I kept saying, when did they start doing this? You know?
Yeah.
And shout out to Sister Valerie and her family for producing these beautiful stars.
Yeah.
But so, I want you to talk about how she's inspirational. Mm-hmm. What inspires you about Sis Neelam? But I think before we get into any of that, I want to play a clip from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as I said, which to me she embodies.
Mm-hmm. So we can have men that are righteous men ready to rule, but where did they come from? Come on. Ain't none of us that are ready that came here without the agency of man and a woman.
That's right. Teach us.
So the time is not for men to rule. Men been messing up rulership for thousands of years, saying that a woman's place is in the home.
Mine.
No, her base is the home. But her place is wherever her gift will take her if she's free to be who she really is.
Oh, you feeling the spirit? What's on your mind, Mariam?
No, that's exactly. Then what he said, it just reminded me of a conversation I recently had. So
what was the conversation?
No, when he said that our base is the home, it was a conversation dealing with sometimes, Black women or, us, maybe Women Nation. It's just like, okay, well, our main job is we take care of the home, we take care of our husband, we take care of the children, and we completely understand that. But we also have so many other talents and so many other gifts, and some of us have jobs and careers and things that we really excel at, and so sometimes we may get wrapped up in, of course, that is our base, and of course we have to take care of it. But also that we do a lot for the world, and so not getting lost in this is our place, but no, like the minister just said, this is our base.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you for that. Yeah, no, you're fine. No, you have the mic. You're fine. So that to me embodied what we're taught. Some people are surprised that Muslim women rap. Some are surprised that Muslim women work. I think the myths about us are being more and more and more shattered, and people have more and more relationships with us. But for the most part, whenever we see someone like Neelam Hakeem and others like her, like Akeila R and many others, we have many sisters in the nation who are letting their light shine and putting their music out and getting great responses. I feel so good about it. But to know that there's a balance and a struggle that goes along with it, that they're overcoming, right? And again, she's on the way. Just be ready. The call-in number will be 323-293-3375 to speak to them when they come. You can call in and ask your questions if you've been following her, wanted to talk to her. But, to be able to see that and see them up close and personal, but then there's this whole other side, like I didn't even know existed, right? I would always watch their videos. Sis Neelam and Marquis have videos. They would do cute YouTube videos about marriage and just different things.
Funny videos. Yeah.
But then I looked up and I said, music? Oh, wow. And she's been in the BET Cypher.
Yeah.
And some would say that that's a quick shot up for the time that she's been in the industry. But I want to let her talk about those things. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm saying what you're saying is correct, that it seems like just yesterday, it's like, oh, one little video of you rapping over a beat, and now it's like, oh, you're on TV, like, oh, okay, I know you, like, this is crazy. So it's really funny to see the growth, but at the same time, it's a proud moment, almost like, dang, like, she made it. It seems really good for all of us, how it came about.
Yeah, I understand. And making it, making it, right? Because, again, this is a wife, mother, and, of course, he's a husband and a father. So with all of the things that they have to do daily, they're getting this done. But what does it mean for for Islam, but not just Islam, but the other side of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, where the industry says you can't talk about certain things.
Yeah.
You have to look a certain way. I mean, when we hear the term message in the music or message in your music, she really is got it on that level.
Yeah.
You know, like it's phenomenal. So let's hear. I think I want to show her video of Justice. What was it? Drill for Justice.
Oh, yeah. I like
in
that.
this video that we will play coming up, Drill for Justice. And again, we're waiting on them. They're on the way. But Sister Neelam created a drill. She and her team created a drill, and it talks about the it's calling for, you know, like no more Sandra Bland's, no more unjust killings of our sisters. Yeah. So let's see Drill for Justice by Neelam Hakeem.
Attention. Drill.
This girl over here doing the drill. My daughter's doing the drill. Let's go. Thank you. I think I want to play that one again. Sister, can we play that one again while I get some comments here? I love that drill.
Yes.
Okay, it's happening again.
Drill.
Yeah. It never gets old. That never gets old, you know.
Yeah.
Just when you hear that first say her name, you know, Sandra Bland, and you're right, and it's escalated by that drill, you know. We are military every time I see it. I mean, as a matter of fact, Neelam has, I want to ask her about her lyrics, you know. I like when she does the rap recaps, but she has a line in one of her raps where she says, we're a military of Halle Berry's or something like that. You know, it's just dainty but deadly. But thank you, sisters, for that. Shauna Joy says, my sisters are unstoppable. Play it again. I don't want it to look like I'm trying to, I don't know, Sister Shauna Joy. They may think that I'm trying to stall.
Exactly.
Because they are coming. I just want people to hear and see and talk to her. But so back to Sister Neelam, I learned that she actually picked her name for herself. And it means achiever and I think blue gem, but we'll get more of that too. Brother Edward, ex Lexington, Kentucky. This is cold. This is live. Praise be to Allah. Yes. No, it does not, sis. Brother Hannibal, are you talking about does not seem like we're trying to stall? Oh, Brother Hannibal wants to see the video. Can we play that again? We're getting comments about that video. If you like that, then wait till we play I'll Be the King.
Exactly.
I love it. It's like that crisp.
Drill.
Yeah. Just a cap, Sandra Bland was killed in Prairie View, Texas by the officer pulled on the side of the road. These are some of the names that the sisters called out, and she was killed, found dead in the jail cell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Corinne Gaines, this is a young mother, beautiful, these sisters' young mother that was killed by police in Baltimore. Maryland stormed her home, killed her. Neil Wilson, throat slashed by someone riding BART. By the way, we're going to be coming up in a few weeks. I'm not sure what date yet, but with Sister Beatrice and Uncle Bobby or some of the families of the Love Not Blood campaign to talk about some of what's been happening on BART. Like people have been getting killed on BART. Not necessarily just by the police, but in incidents as well as including BART police. And there's a lot of hush-hush going on about it, except in the Bay. So thank you, L.A. Vanguard, for that out of Mosque number 27. That's right. So we're going to be hearing... Did you get an ETA?
No.
We're going to... play I'll Be the King coming up soon. I do want to go to some of the comments on Facebook. You said it never gets old. Okay, Brother Hannibal was like, yes, it never gets old. That's right. Well, thank you, Brother Hannibal, because we got to see it again. Anyway, Sister Valerie, who is Sister Neelam's mother-in-law and Brother Marquis's mom, Sister Valerie says, young women in the Nation of Islam drilling for the sisters slain senselessly. Yes, that's precision. As right. Sister Amina Muhammad, thank you very much. The documentary, Say Her Name on Sandra Bland, aired last night on HBO. So if you have HBO, you know somebody with HBO, get that. I wish I could see all of the comments, and I just want you to know that they are on the way. We promised them to you. They will be here very, very shortly. Sister Neelam Hakeem and her husband, Brother Marquis. What?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the engineer.
I was.
Yeah. So, Akeila, what is it about Sister Neelam that inspires you and your peers? You tell me often, but I would like you to share with those who are listening. Because she's just like one generation over you. But you really cannot tell. But, yeah.
I think it's, I don't know, it's not hard most times, post with your hair covered, or it's not hard to just post what you want, looking good. It's like for colored girls. I said colored girls. Jesus. Covered girls.
It's okay. Hey, colored girls for covered girls.
Yeah, so like doing it for covered girls. So she just shows constantly having her hair covered. But it just also shows that all of us, it's like we can still look great while also having our hair covered, Like, you can go on, and it's inspiration. It's just like, well, if I'm seeing all my other sisters do it, then I could do it too, to show people and the world also who we are. You got to remind them, like, no, like, I'm a sister with the Nation of Islam, and, I have my hair covered. Because, we talk to people in the world, and we like to be comfortable, so we'll, sometimes we'll do what they do. But if we see all of us who are in... let's post with our hair covered. Let's talk about these issues and these discussions and not just what celebrities are doing. Let's focus on these specific things, and then we'll all do it. We'll all rock with it.
The things that are important to you. Yeah. And as a reminder, and thank you for that, and one thing that she helps with is we do have a mandate from our student national captain.
Yeah.
Look, not to post.
Not to post with your hair uncovered.
Uncover. Oh, my God. Look who's here. They're here, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Just come right on over.
I got the little one.
Okay, no problem. What we're going to do is we're going to play I'll Be the King for you all to enjoy this video, and we're going to transition and bring our beautiful guests in.
Of course.
I'll be the
I'll be the king, and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king, and I'm gonna slay. I am a queen, yeah, I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king, and I'm gonna slay. Playing a game that you wanna play? I'll be the king. No, I don't show my body. All you do is do verbal. No, I'm not on display. Bentleys don't have commercials. Baby, you a rehearsal. We'll treat your ass like practice. Show you all that green and have you stuck like cactus. Now you caught in the trap. That's why they call it trapping. All these seasons are private. Homie, I am a captain. Throw you fast off the boat, and I'll laugh as you float. Little Peter is shook, cause he ran in the hook. Read through you like a book. I can see through the lines. No, I don't get the picture. I don't like your design. I'll tell a nigga to raise up from out of the grave, cause I'm more than a fling. And I know you a king. No, we can't date. Baby, we can't court. Yes, I am the judge. Yes, you are in court. You tryna drop off a baby? You better go find a store. Tell him if he wants me. Then he better ask nice on one knee. I done came through bondage. Now that I'm free, I won't get stuck in a chain with another lane. Going insane cause he wore a chain. Limit my range cause he drove a range. Playing the game because you wanna play? Nigga, I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'm a queen, yeah, I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. Playing the game that you wanna play? I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king. Nope, I can tell that your mind's vacant. Nope, look thirsty, hydrated. Yep, I don't really want my time wasted. Nope, so there's no need for no conversation. Fact. I like my man all melanated. Black, with plans all elevated. Stat, won't roam like a mobile home. A good fella, Scarface like the Corleones. Yeah, he roll with a bundle. When it comes to his dime, he is ready to rumble like Ali in his prime. If he falls or he stumbles and starts losing his mind, then I pick up the fumble and run straight through the line. Yeah, I'm pushing the line, and I'll never be broken, cause the king has awoken. In the land of the curse, from the land of the stolen, I was hated since birth, but I work till I get there. Tell him if he wants me, then he better ask nice on one knee. I done came through bondage, now that I'm free, I won't get stuck in a chain with another lane. Going insane cause he wore a chain. Limit my range cause he drove a range. Playing the game because you wanna play? Look, I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'm a queen, yeah, I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. Playing the game that you wanna play? I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king and I'm gonna slay. I'll be the king. It's Neelam.
Wow, wonderful. I'm so excited. Y'all have no idea about this. So we have here Sister Neelam Hakeem.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here, Brother Marquis, her husband. And of course you remember Raisa.
Hi girl.
Their beautiful babies are here with us, and we're here at Morris Media Live enjoying it. Look, they took time out to come. I know y'all thought I was just like, nah, she's not going to produce them, but they got here. And I'm really grateful. You know, I'm really thankful because you all have a lot. You have a lot that you showed her. And look how young and beautiful. First of all, marriage Muslim style. That's something that settles with me a lot because, you know, the struggle for balance, just generally as a single person.
Yeah.
But then you have your husband and children, your wife and children, and then you're in the industry. And I know that's not the only thing you do, right? So I commend you for that, you know, and just thank you for representing, first of all, yourselves, but your family, but the nation, but black people, black women, black men, black youth. You know, you shatter everything that is a lie about us as a people, you know. And what I love, Sis Neelam, about you is, I was telling Marquis, you shatter what's the myths about women,
Right.
and Muslim women, and it's what we can do. We hear what we can't, but you show what we can do,
Right.
and you look good doing it. Like you just look like you're having so much fun. I was telling my daughter that. When did this happen?
Yeah.
Even with Anu, which is a kind never understood. That was the name. I was right, Akeila. You were wrong. She was wrong. A kind never understood. I wanted to play a video of her husband and brother-in-law's groups because just like Neelam, just powerful, very powerful entertainers, if I would say that. But let me ask you a question. How did you get here in terms of rapping? When did that happen?
That was actually like about a year ago. My first rap that I ever did.
A year.
It was January, and it's about to be January.
Wow.
So it's really crazy, but you know, like always, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about, and you know, as I started to get my platform, I just felt like I wanted to do a bit more, speak on issues that, you know, mean a lot to me. So honestly, it started off as like a poem.
Oh, wow.
And then it just kind of graduated to like, oh, we're about to do this rap. We're about to do this. And, you know, I was completely shocked by, you know, the response. I wasn't expecting that, you know, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And it was beautiful to see people receptive to stuff that matters, some truth, some, you know, something about something, you know. So, yeah.
Wow, thank you. I get that. I was telling Akeila and the listeners, the viewers beforehand, you know, like you take message in your music to a great height because you're talking about Black Power. You have Kaepernick on the jersey. And I'll be the king when you talk about the bondage and the sex trafficking. Like, how did all of that song, how did you formulate that?
I mean, honestly, I'll Be the King came from observing a lot of women who, you know, we're naturally queens. That's our spot. But we've been forced to play both roles, you know, and we do it with grace and elegance. And, you know, it was important. I know some people don't realize it, but I was saying, I'll be the king. I am a queen. Like, people were thinking that I was saying I am a king, but I was saying I'll be the king, meaning if needed, like we all do, I'll step up. And if you can't, we need a king. There's nothing like it, you know.
Straight up.
A real queen wants a king, but if you're not going to step up, if you're not going to do the part, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to lay around here saying I don't have a king.
Right. Right. Well, it's me. No, we're going to get the job done. We're going to do what we got to do. So.
Yeah. And I saw you mention that. I think it was in the rap recap. Or maybe it wasn't the recap, but I know you were writing, you were talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
You were explaining that.
It. Yeah.
But man, look at the king that you got though. Right?
God.
Y'all just like a perfect pair to me, you know. Certainly we always are on the outside looking in.
Right.
But it's just that, again, the balance. And I had also mentioned to Brother Marquis, and it's something I keep thinking about, like Brother Montel Jordan on Unsung. He and his wife talked about the sacrifice and what happened with them in the industry, and you know the industry wanted him to have this player image because it sold the music, and they did that, and they talked about the impact it had. But they have a ministry there together, and they survived. You know, it was tumultuous, but they did survive, and they talk about now looking back how they kind of sold. I don't think this is their quote, but pretty much my receipt of it, sold them their souls for that. Wow. But they got their marriage intact, and they now have a ministry very prominent, and they share that message, which is beautiful. And you all haven't had to do that.
Well, actually, we in a way have ran into those because you know. With my projects like Anew and all that, you know, that's singing groups, boy band, that whole nine. And what ends up happening is, you know, they want you to be wanted. Your whole job is to go out and sing a song and, hey, I did something cute. And the girl has to feel like she wants you. So in the beginning, they kept us from even letting people know that we're married. And we made the conscious decision to decide that in the group, I'm the member who's married. You know what I mean? And we did it on a platform like this. It was actually on the station, and I just said, you know.
Come on. You see that, Akeila? Yeah. How beautiful. I mean, this is something. But talk about the pressure of that. Like, did you resent that? Or did you feel at one point, ever feel that this was, well, clearly you didn't, because you said you all made the decision that you would be the one.
Well, I think for me, it comes down to us. So you know, we've always had a unified vision on what we're always trying to do. And if our vision isn't unified, then ultimately that's going to be a problem. But if we understand, like, okay, this is the brand, this is how we're moving, are you going to be irresponsible with that? You know, am I going to run out and decide, oh, well, act like I'm a single guy? You know what I mean? So that's the difference is we had a unified vision. So even in that aspect of it, our marriage was always peaceful. Because, you know, we understood, like, this is the start of how we move first, and eventually we'll let them know.
Yeah. thank Allah, because people get sucked up.
Yeah.
They get sucked up, and before you know, it's a machine. You're up against a machine, and you're just running. And I'm telling you, I always say, look at them. Oh my God, they're making. I told your mom, they're making it through this crazy industry. Yeah. But I guess it's, as we say, great and dreadful day for some. But then I guess the industry could be viewed that way too, right? All things are what you make it.
Yeah.
True.
So now let's talk about the making of the video. How was that? You know, you infuse all of it: culture, fashion, Islam, vanguard, drilling.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, first with the song, we came up with the vision for it. To be honest, we saw it scene for scene.
Wow.
And Marquis was really instrumental in that. It was like, oh my God, yes.
Mr. Creative.
Yeah, and it was just like to be able to bring the art in your mind to life. That was just really beautiful. The whole Erykah Badu thing, that was crazy because I had like a vision like, it'd be dope. I honestly had a vision of like, I want Lauryn Hill, I want Erykah Badu, I just want like people that I used to, I liked the way that they presented their message. I liked the way they were authentic in a time where it was like, they kind of made their own lane. That's
right.
Another thing. And I feel like that's what I'm doing, you know, like in this industry, I am carving my way in, you know. So I just felt like they did that.
Wow.
And, you know, for me to think, I was like, oh, it would be dope if Erykah was in it, but it was like, how? But then I was like, you know, I'm going to ask. Like, the answer is always no unless you ask.
That's right.
Exactly. So when I met her at the BET Cypher, before we left, she was like, just know that I'm in your life, whatever you need, like, I got you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try you on that.
That's right.
So I hit her up. I gave her I actually had Brother Brian, he, you know, the artist, he made
Shout out Brother Brian.
K-Dizzle.
Yes,
that's right.
He made a treatment of the video. So, like, we explained the video scene for scene, and he, like, made
a storyboard.
Is he brilliant or what?
I sent the storyboard to her. I explained what I wanted, and she was like, absolutely. And I was like, what? I'm like, okay, getting yes doesn't mean it's yes yet. You know, it's like you gotta show up, or you know, we'll see if that happens.
That's right.
But it happened, and I was just like, it was really dope. I mean, it was a little difficult because she was in Dallas, and it was like,
well, I had to set up out here for her.
Yeah.
But when Erykah Badu says I'm in Dallas, we go to Dallas. So.
All right.
We grabbed my man D-Roll out of Chicago. Who was director of photography, and he grabbed the camera. We ran out there, and
it was dope. The Dallas FOI was on deck.
Wow,
and it was beautiful.
This is be and it is in a major way. This is pretty much what you did. And she said be and it became. Be and it is. But still, let's talk about it. You're talking about Erykah Badu. You know, I didn't even get. I'm glad you jumped to that. Hadn't even processed that part yet. I mean, this is an icon, well loved, and did a lot and does a lot for women. You know, just in terms of the respect. Like when she was in the cypher, she was like, "Call Tyrone." I was like, yeah. You did so well in that. You know, look, we have the age gap here, so I don't know what y'all would call it now. I don't think it's dope anymore. But
I say
dope.
Lit. Okay, you were so lit.
I mean, it's still dope.
So lit in that. I mean. You know, how do you feel like when you did the Black Power fist in the audience, you start screaming?
Yeah, that was really. It's funny, when I arrived to the set, I was extremely nervous because I'm like, oh my God, it was such a big production, like the biggest I've seen, and there was like hundreds of people, like workers in there, and I'm just like, wait, so we got to rap in front of everybody, and I was just like, oh God, you know. But then, I said a prayer, we talked, and I was just like, okay. Then I got excited, like, when's my turn? And I was ready, you know, and
it's my turn. Classically loud.
And then we did. I had no idea that Erykah was gonna be the DJ. She comes walking in. I'm like, what's happening? Okay, okay. And there was a lot of dope. The other MCs.
They were
dope.
Great. Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that was
sisters.
like the women are.
I'm sorry, I think they were better.
Yeah, it was my favorite.
No, they were so good. Brothers, y'all were good too, but the women.
Yeah.
Y'all really. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we didn't come to play.
No, not at all. Yeah, the messages were just so powerful, but clear. I could also understand, like, just clear, clear, and also it took me back to that Salt and Pepper, the MC Light.
Everybody had their style in there.
Yeah, I loved how the dynamic it was. And, everybody did their thing, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
we was excited.
When I realized, and again, this is Neelam Hakeem, her husband, Brother Marquis Henri. Sorry about the mic, y'all. My daughter Akeila Muhammad. When I looked up, because I see Neelam, nephew Marquis. I'm just moving about, doing my thing, working, writing, not really paying attention, right? But when I looked up and noticed that you were doing something huge, literally, I'm like, where's Neelam? That's when I started saying, where's Neelam? Because it's when you were surrounded by all of the beautiful sisters from Somalia.
Oh, wow.
That's when I said, what's Neelam doing? Most it was the music. And then I caught on to, she raps and blah, 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 blah. Because she's just always natural beauty. But when I saw you with them, I was like, you are reaching people with a message. And you're not necessarily only using the rap. It's your fashion.
Right.
It's your voice, your position. Do you ever feel threatened or challenged by your message? Because you don't mince the words, you don't mince them. People might see this sweet, humble, dainty, like just look gorgeous. And a lot of times they feel that they can just do or say different or anything with young women like you, but then you come out with your mouth and it's like, hold up, wait a minute. How does that work for you?
I just feel like you just have to be true to yourself and be true to the truth and not care about what anyone says or thinks about it. Before I put out something, especially when it's like a little edgy or controversial, I do feel a little bit of a flutter, like, okay, this is kind of like controversial or it might make me feel a little nervous, but I always do, like, I say a prayer, I put my hands up, like, it's out, it is what it is, I don't care, and I just see that, and I just feel like I'm a strong believer, like, if you don't agree with me or you don't rock with me, then don't, like, it's okay. I don't care, it's okay.
Very strong. Sister, you said what?
I said she ain't losing sleep.
Not losing sleep. I did such a strong, she said Neelam's blessed to be on the cover of Virtue. Oh, yeah, we getting there, Sister Valerie. Thank you. We're getting all those covers. Hey, Mom. Yeah, hey, Mom.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, she's not losing any sleep, let's talk about that. She was on the cover of Hurt to Healing magazine, published by our sister in Houston, Sister Ebony Safia Muhammad, the cover of Virtue magazine, right, as well as the Virtue book, the first, right? The Virtue. You had to look like, no, that's wrong. The Virtue. Shout out to Sister Audrey, the publisher and editor of that. Long time. These women that was mentioning, these sisters have been in the practice long time of uplifting positive images of women. Also, Forbes. Hello. Forbes, because we're not just talking fashion, we're talking, you saw she did like this in the video, and also Vogue. And I know I'm missing some Essence. A year. She's wrapping a year, and these accomplishments in the industry that people have been in for decades and decades and are striving to get. What sets you apart?
Wow. That's a good question. I just try to be my authentic self, and I try to not care about what's trending or what's in, regardless of what's going on, I'm just going to be me. And, it is, I was just thinking what you saying that, like, the fact that it's been a year and all this has happened is just, like, kind of mind-blowing, but it's just kind of beautiful because, this all started with the decision when I was like, I think I want to, I've always struggled with, like, do I want to cover my hair? Do I not? Like, my hair was a real clutch to me. I didn't play games with my hairstyles. I was like, no, this is how I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? And, I remember on Muslim Women's Day, I was going through the hashtag, and I was looking at so many beautiful women and girls just killing the game modestly. And I was like, you know what? Like, I think I want to do this. I wasn't saying, like, I want to be, like, influencer or anything. I was saying I want to do this personally in my life. And I made the decision. I remember going to Marquis, I was showing him, like, I think I want to start, like, covering my hair and dressing modestly. Even though I never didn't dress modestly, but, but really focus on modest fashion. And he was like, yeah, that's dope. Like, and I was like, yeah, okay, I want to do it. And I remember I was like, I was still like, you know, in and out, but I was like, for sure on my social media, I'm displaying myself like this only, you know, and I said, you know, maybe I can inspire someone the way that I was inspired by going through this hashtag. Like all these girls inspired me. Yeah. And I remember I followed a bunch of the, like all these modest bloggers because I wanted my feed to be filled with inspiration. Right. So, like, I would always swipe. I'm like, yeah, that's cute. Yes, keep going. You know, and
I think that's what set you apart. You know, you live your authentic truth. You know, like I mean, who has your fingerprint? No one. So if you just really follow your own, you know, your path, then everyone's different. So I feel like what I've observed was that she, you know, it wasn't like a, man, these girls have followers, let me do this. It was really like, man, this is better to me. Like, I like this, I love this, I that. So, I mean, I came from the business aspect of it, because as soon as I saw it, I had just came out of France, so I was just like, man, the Muslim market's not playing. You know what I mean? And how long have you known me my whole life? Like, how long have we been looking for platforms to be able to push positivity and push the truth across? So when when she said that to me, it's like, man, this is a market here, and the fact that I know who you are, I know what you're about, and I know that you're authentic and what you believe, anyways. Before she was even on like a dressing, you know, because she always dressed modest. She always followed the rules, but it wasn't like my hair is covered, you know, that whole nine. Yeah. She's always had a way about herself. She's always been her own cut. She's always believed what she's believed. And one of the biggest things that reminds me like of my mother is it's not just that she's a believer, but it's that she's a happy believer. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I love this. You know what I mean? Right. And I think that's what is coming across, is that it's like, I'm not just doing this because you could pick a different religion. Yeah. No matter what we feel like, I know that we're in these books so heavy that we think it's all we can do. But if you want to call yourself something tomorrow, you can call yourself something else. Yeah. So why are you here if you're not happy? You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what her feeling is. It's like, I cover my hair, I do this, I do that, but I'm happy. I'm happy speaking up for the truth. Yeah. And I think that it really comes across really strong.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Akeila.
No, I'm saying that's what I was telling her earlier, how everything you did, the post, more covering your hair, all of that, but it inspired so much. So you didn't look at it as first as, oh, I'm going to do this to help everybody else. But it's like, no, it did help everybody else, you know? Right. And it is helping everybody else. Because not to say we be out there wilding or, forget my scarf, you know? Forget my scarf.
You catch me that way.
You know, but it just seems, it's like, oh, no, more posts. It's like, I'm going to just make sure my hair is covered in this post, you know? Right. But then that comes with loving the law, you know? Right. It's like, if I know I need to have my hair covered on there, and I love doing it because I know the reason for doing it.
I had to fall in love with it.
Exactly.
If this is a choice, this is no woman is forced to do anything in Islam. That's a myth. But, you know, I know personally for myself, I had to love it or I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm not doing nothing I don't like.
You have to love the law.
I just don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a burden. This is why we received it with love this time around. Minister Farrakhan teaches. Like, we want to love the law, which is a protection. Yeah, exactly. You know, our covering is a protection. But to see the different styles, like she came home with this is a pretty skirt. Where'd you get that from? Neelam, I said, okay. I need you to give me one. I'm trying to figure it out. Because it's different ways and it's different attires. And so, what was your biggest challenge? And Marquis, well, wait. How did you two meet? Let's first hearts out there. How did this happen?
I remember my first. No, it was my first day. My second mosque meeting ever. He was the youth. It was Youth Sunday.
Ooh, he used to burn up the mosque.
Yeah, and it's funny. I remember that was the day I had went by myself first. The following Sunday, but this Sunday I brought my mom, my sisters. Yeah, my mom and my sisters. And he was speaking. And it's funny, I remember my mom said, I like him. When do y'all marry him? I'm like, ew, Mom.
Okay,
he's like,
Mom.
I don't know why, because it was Youth Sunday. I thought he was so young. And it was like, he's not. I don't know why they call it youth. Whatever. So that was funny. But we slowly but surely became friends. And then
she fell in love with me. Like, I was minding my own business. And it was like, who's this girl?
Okay.
I just never asked. I just looked up and you were married. I'm like, what happened?
His mom put in me and his mom.
I went to my mom about another girl. And my mom said, what about Neelam? And I was like, about Neelam? Because we was friends and I had that off limits thing, which protected me. which is, you know, you
His
don't
mom
run
knew
around
he
messing
was
around with the
trying
sisters.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You say what? What you say,
yeah.
Yolanda?
I
when
said his
she's-
mama knew he was trying it.
Yeah.
when she said that, it did, like, you know, of course, when she said it, it's my mom, so I'm like, can you leave me alone? You know? But then you go in the dark corner and you sit there and you're like, why'd she say that? You know what I mean? And to see this, right, it's there, you know? So,
Yeah.
you know.
Praise be. I love it. I love it. I just looked up and again, and you just had a birthday as well as Kai. Happy
Kai, girl,
birthday.
have a seat.
and I was saying, I said, what?
Standing
What?
for it.
But let's see. I want to, Akeila, go ahead. There's so much. I'm seeing it shows. I remember that. A lot of people have been 76 comments already. They've been posting comments about your marriage. Your mom has been through the thread. She's grateful to Allah. There's a lot that talked about your vibe and the vibe of you both. What is the biggest challenge you have found in this?
Like a challenge for me is the fact that, you know, I am kind of like forcing my way. I'm carving my own lane.
Yeah.
It's not like a lane that's like, oh yeah, girl, here. It's like, no, I'm creating
Wow,
something.
come on.
And, you know, that's naturally challenging. You know, and, you know, in a world where it's like, you know, you're really different, to, you know, to just stay true to yourself and, you know, be you regardless of what everybody else is being. You know, that's a challenge. But I do find that it's been great. I don't know. Like people like
awesome.
to go to like the BET Awards or to I went to a Jordan party and you know, everybody is not playing games with how they're dressed and I'm dressed in, you know, my way, and just male and female coming up to me like, wow, like it's just dope how you look, or I love this. At the BET Awards, it was really
Not
crazy.
just male and female, I'm talking Mayweather.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, this people was a crazy party, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I
It
think
was just weird, and it's just I love seeing the reaction because I'm just like, wow, like we don't have to conform. We don't have to think like,
They attract
oh,
to
I
us.
need to. Right, they're on a like attracts, and they're really attracted.
Yeah.
and that's beautiful.
Yeah. Wow.
for me, the challenge more is about balancing, you know, just everything, because everything is superiorly important. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Neelam, of course, you know, she was raised Christian for a big time of her life, and then she comes into Islam and she starts learning about every form of Islam. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't even know the differences between anything. You know, I'm born, and then I'm born in the nation. You know what I mean? So it's like the different factor has never been a problem, because it's always been like I've always grew up a rebel. You know what I mean? In a sense of just the way the world portrays things.
Got it.
And but for us, it's kind of like, you know, you got your children. You know, we take care of her mother. We still, you know, we handle our bills. We handle this. We have to have time for each other. And then we run, you know, these full-on businesses together. And then with this platform just alone, there's many different elements to it. Just the fashion and the partnerships and the stuff that we get from that is so much just work on its own. You know what I mean? And then you go into the music, and we're, you know, she's dropping music soon. You know, a whole EP, a whole project, you know, the partnership, the deals that's coming in. It's, you know, it's just a lot. So at a certain point, we have to, she knows me, I could be out of whack if I'm not schedule based. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so to pull it all into like, okay, we're up at this time, this amount of times here. By this time, we're cutting off everything. Like, it's just the children. It's nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's emergency based, you know, because things come where you got to fly that night. And
I got it.
I think the worst part too is allowing Neelam to pretty much be in control of the flights. I think that's been the hardest part. We've missed like 3 flights because of her, because she thought 12 a.m. was the next day or something. I was like, gosh.
Hey, I've been there. We got stuck in the Caribbean, but go ahead.
Hold
It
on.
happens.
Okay.
Not alone. Yeah. Well, hey, you all are doing it by yourselves. I know you have a team
Yeah,
of
I
people,
needed an
but in terms of the level you're rocking at, people have help. I mean,
Right.
like,
Oh, yeah.
and still,
yeah.
again, it's been 1
No,
year.
we
It's like,
independent.
Yeah, we're just starting to, you know, pull in. Like, literally, she just signed a modeling contract
good job.
3 days ago. You get what I mean?
Congratulations.
You know, so
yeah. Just as humble as she wants to be. You know, I mean, like, I got a modeling contract, everybody. But thank you for sharing those things. I know there's, Akeila, anything you want to ask her? Say, there's so many questions I have, but I just, as soon as they walked in, you know, again, this is another side of these people that we know. We see them in our mosque environment. I looked up, you were married. I looked up, you and your family were here, but this is a whole nother side of them. And it's kind of unique and different to try to pull that out because I still just see
the
babies. The babies. But go ahead, Akeila.
I think, I don't know, man, you was talking all the time.
Brother Hannibal, what'd you say?
I think you was talking all the time.
Brother Hannibal said, bro, I feel you on the flights. I hate layovers. Oh, shout out to Sister Yasmin, Neelam's mom. People are really, there. You guys have 86 comments on it. I think we're getting ready to wrap up in 3 minutes. I do want to ask you when is the new project dropping.
Yeah.
January.
Yeah, look for the dates to be January.
Oh, it's January now.
How fast? See?
It's January.
Yeah. So you just have this stored up in you both? I mean, it's just like, just there.
I mean,
it's your talent.
Supreme wisdom. We sit down, we got these books. I mean, how long have we just been learning so much stuff? So, I mean, she's been around, my projects first. So we've, since we was married, like I closed a deal for my production company, like, right when we got married, right? And so we've been in this kind of like constant move, just, from just country to city to this to that. And now all the energy is just shifting to where she's at. So it's like we're on the same ball, the same move.
Beautiful.
And ultimately it's just, I forgot the question.
What was the project?
I forgot my name.
Oh, project.
Okay,
you said the project is dropping in January.
Right, the project. There we go. So it's a lot. I mean, this is the hard part about the project is that Neelam just recorded something like 3 days ago, and as soon as we're like, okay, this is the project, they should record something new, and we're like, okay, this is the project. So it's gonna be cool.
Oh my God! Will y'all come back when it comes
out?
Got to.
We have to. Yeah, that's facts.
I cannot.
And we're gonna be on time.
Right?
I'm like, can't let you in on why they weren't. But look, I don't know that I would have made it.
Oh, right. We had an emergency with her mother.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my mom, she has multiple sclerosis. We take care of her, and like sometimes it's really bad, but.
Check that out.
Wow.
Go ahead, Akeila.
It's Neelam, guys.
Yeah.
She'll be the king.
I like Nasira. It's Neelam. Okay, well, so there's more and more. Haha, Marquise, you answer questions so well. Deklani, thank Allah for them. God is the greatest. Yes. You addressed the whole Nation of Islam thing. I was going to ask if I thought to ask, how has that been a barrier? But clearly, it hasn't stopped if it was ever an issue. Because, most people come toward the minister that are in the industry and they get knocked out, shut down. But
I think we're blessed with two different, mindsets towards it. You have me where it's been like drinking water, to be Muslim and then even to be nation. Then you have Neelam who comes in and she didn't know there's a difference between Muslims and stuff. You know what I mean? So she embraced everything. Beautiful. You get what I'm saying? And now her project is like, it's kind of like, displaying that, but coming out with the raw, pure truth, the way that the nation established Islam in America. You get what I'm saying? The way that in those early days that, the Black Muslim movement was out really putting in that work. She's like, and now we're at the time where after so long of all of that, you've had the imam, you've had all these different things. So everything is so universal now that it's no longer the need to create all these sections anymore. Right, it's kind of time to go back to to come back in and
together.
And it's that time. And
I feel like it's really important to do that.
Yeah. And Islam is universal, and the teachings are. We started with Black End, but it's a universal message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Neelam, would you like to add anything? Before we go, we're getting up out of here.
Do they want to come?
I just, first of all, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure.
This is so cool.
Yeah, beautiful place, right?
Oh, that's great.
I really love it. And I just appreciate all the support and love from my family, my extended family. It means everything to me. And, inshallah, we go to the top.
Thank you, Brother Marquis. Oh, you're there. Yeah, you're
I would say the top started the day we woke up.
That's right.
The day I changed my name from Scott to Muhammad and left the devil's name. Okay.
This is Valerie's child. Real talk, though.
Yeah. Anybody who was a slave master over me was definitely wicked. So I just want to say that, for me, I woke up with a mission, and every day that I live is to carry out that mission, to push Islam, which means peace. Muslim, which means submitting your will to do the will of God. Whether you call God Jehovah, Allah, God, the universe. You know, once we get a proper understanding of God, we'll understand that His laws and Himself are not separate. So for me, you know, to marry someone like her, like, how do you know what I mean? Who's just like, you know, just the embodiment of that. For me, I just feel good. I feel on top already. And for me, it's not about us getting out for everybody else so that we can feel on top. It's on us trying to give you a message so that you can be on top.
That's right. And I receive that and feel that way. I get so inspired. Like, I've just been looking like, oh my God, this is so cute. Oh, this is so great. This is so great. This is so great. One thing I love is I see that, because you're like so humorous. And I see that in you. I just see that compliment. I mean, you all are just the bomb. You're great.
Praise
Thanks for being inspiration to me in my life. I said, I have to talk to Neelam.
Yeah.
Akeila, I said, I have to talk to Neelam. And I knew y'all were so busy, so thanks for taking time,
Absolutely.
And thank you. Thank you for, you've been telling the truth for so long. In the paper with everything. So you've been holding this platform down for a long time. You're one of the ones who started for us, and to watch your example has been quite helpful.
Praise be to Allah. And by the way, I'm sure I don't know, had the final call reached out to you? Because okay, got it. That's coming. Good. That's coming.
It'll be submitted like
finalcall.com. Akeila, any final?
No, this is it. Y'all cute.
She can't come back. She's about y'all cute.
I had fun. No, it was good having you guys.
It was. And thanks for bringing the babies too. They could have come up. They're so mannerable. But anyway, look, we're out of here. Thank you so much, Sister Felicia, for having us at 10:30. We're going to get out. Finalcall.com. Thank you so much, Akeila, for being with me here, my daughter. And thank you, Sister Neelam, Brother Marquis. Follow them. The album comes out in January. We're at Morris Media Studios. Come and get your spot before they're gone. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad, saying if it's impacting our community or can uplift us as a people, let's talk about it. Peace.